and welcome to Take a Sip, a monthly YouTube show all about everything SIP. My name is Meaghan Morris. I'm the programs coordinator in the SIP office, and today I am joined by our extra special guest, our other SIP programs coordinator, Sam Kayuha. How's it going, Sam?
It's going great, Meaghan. Thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, of course. Thank you for being here. We gathered from the SIP office for this episode because you may know or you may not know, but the grant deadline to apply is just around the corner on Monday, January 17th. So we have 3 grants available, each with their own guidelines. So today we're going to give you a little overview to help you finish and submit those applications.
That's right. So our first grant is our most flexible grant. That's the Gratitude Grant. The Gratitude Grant's ENF's way of saying thank you to every lodge that has met the GER's per member giving goal to ENF in the previous fiscal year. There are also 2 $500 bonuses that can be applied to that, and those are based on membership support and Fidelity Club membership at your lodge.
Yeah, that's right. So to check if your lodge is eligible for a gratitude grant or to see how much you're eligible for, feel free to just visit the SIP participation report, which we will link in the comments below. Sam, what are some of the ways that a lodge can use a gratitude grant?
Well, a lodge can use a gratitude grant for a wide variety of charitable projects. They can use them for an active project, like hosting a bicycle safety event for kids in need or an adoption day at an animal shelter. And they can also be used to donate directly to 501c3 nonprofit organizations. Gratitude grants can also be split among multiple projects.
Thank you, Sam. Do you have any gratitude grant projects that really stuck out to you recently?
I do. One of my favorites from this year was the El Paso, Texas Lodge. That's number 187. They used a gratitude grant to participate in the third annual El Paso Space Festival. The El Paso Lodge partnered with multiple nonprofits, including domestic violence shelters, to inspire a love of science within an underserved community. It was a week-long festival that included expert panels and a model rocket building and launching event.
Oh, wow. That's wonderful. Dare I say it's out of this world.
Indeed. Meaghan, do you want to introduce the Beacon Grant?
Yeah, sure. The Beacon Grant is our largest grant with $3,500 available to every single lodge. In usual years, Beacon Grants had to be active, lodge-led, and ongoing projects. But this year, due to the pandemic, we have added some flexibility to allow the Beacon Grants to be donations to either past partner organizations you've worked with your Beacon Grant or organizations providing direct COVID relief like food pantries or homeless shelters. This year, Beacon Grants can also be split between 2 different projects.
Thank you for that information. What kind of projects can be approved under the Beacon Grant?
Well, the Beacon Grant can focus on any population in need in your local community. In addition to these types of donations that I already explained, projects can range from providing foster children, aging out of the system with new clothing and household supplies, to starting a community garden. Ferndale, Michigan, lodge number 1588, they were recently approved to host a job fair for veterans that were experiencing homelessness, which included providing them with new clothes for interviews as well as resume assistance.
That's amazing. And you said this was only a project that was recently approved?
Yeah, correct. So, it just goes to show that if you have an idea for an active project, it is not too late to apply. So Sam, how about you introduce the Spotlight Grant?
I would love to. The Spotlight Grant is a $2,000 grant that's available to every lodge. We offer 7 off-the-shelf projects that a lodge can choose from. 3 of those deal with veterans experiencing homelessness, 3 deal with family literacy, and lastly, a COVID relief project plan that allows lodges to donate funds or supplies to organizations that provide direct COVID relief to the community.
Oh, great. And that would include organizations like food pantries, homeless shelters, domestic violence shelters, correct? Things like that.
That's right. For instance, McAllister, Oklahoma, lodge number 533. That lodge used the Spotlight Grant to provide blankets, cleaning supplies, and other necessary items to the Hope House of McAllister, which is a local domestic violence shelter.
Oh, wow. That's a great use of the Spotlight Grant. That's exactly what we love to see.
Yes, it is. Otherwise, another fun fact, lodges can also merge Spotlight Grants with the Beacon Grant to increase their Beacon Grant project to $5,500.
Yeah, that's right, Sam. Merging a Spotlight Grant to increase your Beacon Grant project is also an option, and we love to see that too. But I think that's kind of it for our overview of the grants this year.
It sounds like it. Remember, the deadline for grants is Monday, January 17th, so be sure to apply as soon as possible if you haven't already.
Yes. And remember, your application only has to be submitted by January 17th. It doesn't have to be approved by that date. So even if you have even the tiniest little inkling of an idea for a grant project, still submit an application anyway. And we will work with you over the next couple of weeks to get that application to a yes. Otherwise, this has been Take a Sip with Meaghan Morris.
And I'm Sam Kayuha.
And we hope to see your grant application soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.